With only days left until the election, candidates are making their final pitches to voters, and we've got the breakdown on what you need to know before you vote. Plus, how Louisiana continues to help up north in the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy. Today, troopers are on the way. And it's an excellent day in Abbeville, where cooks caught cracking on this giant omelet. The news starts now.
Live from the KATC TV3 studios, this is Acadiana's News Channel at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for choosing Acadiana's News Channel at 10. I'm Maddie Garrett. We start first with a single-engine plane crash at Lafayette Regional Airport earlier today. NTSB has been called in to investigate what caused the plane to crash and flip. The antique plane crashed on the main runway where 3 people were on board. Only 1 person has minor injuries. Some flights were delayed because of the accident. Again, the cause of the crash is under investigation. Opelousas police are investigating an early morning shooting at the Evangeline Downs racetrack and casino. Police say 35-year-old Earl McCarthy of Opelousas is in stable condition after being shot once in his shoulder. The alleged shooter left the scene driving a black or dark-colored Nissan Altima. If you have any information on this incident, call Opelousas Police. And in Church Point, police are investigating 2 potentially related shootings that has left 1 person in the hospital. Details are limited, but police tell us the shootings happened around the same time on North Main Street. 1 person is in the hospital. Police are still interviewing witnesses to further investigate this incident. And a Sulphur man is charged with his 4th DWI. Troopers stopped Jeffrey Benoit after he was driving erratically on Highway 365 in Lake Charles. Benoit refused a breath sample. A blood sample was drawn and sent to the State Police Crime Lab for analysis. Benoit is on parole for a previous DWI offense. His bond is set at over $150,000. Elections are Tuesday, and here in Louisiana, voters will be asked to decide on 9 proposed amendments to the Louisiana Constitution. Earlier tonight, KTC's Erin Stuber broke down what your vote means for the first 5 amendments. Now she explains the remaining 4.
Typically, constitutional amendments are proposed to authorize new programs. Unfortunately, as more detail is placed in the Constitution, more amendments may be required when conditions change. So here are the final 4 amendments and what your yes or no vote means.
Picking up where we left off, Amendment 6, Property Tax in New Iberia. Voting yes would allow the city to annex property from the parish without charging owners a city property tax. Voting no means the city cannot grant the exemptions. If passed, this amendment could open up the door for other cities to offer similar tax exemptions. On to Amendment 7, Membership of certain state boards and commissions. After the 2010 census, Louisiana lost one of its congressional districts. Now the membership selections for these groups is no longer valid. Voting for the amendment would adjust the way members are selected, so the now 6 congressional districts are represented equally. Voting against the amendment means the selection process would stay the same. Amendment 8, Property Tax Exemption for Non-Manufacturing Businesses. Voting yes would allow the State Board of Commerce and Industry to grant local property tax exemptions to a targeted group of non-manufacturing businesses in parishes that choose to participate in the program. Voting no means the businesses would continue to be ineligible for the exemptions. And last but not least, Amendment 9, Crime Prevention and Security Districts. A yes vote would increase the number of times that bills to create these districts must be advertised. A no vote would keep the law the same, requiring the bills be advertised twice in the local paper at least 30 days prior to the start of session.
Again, all of the amendments will be on the ballot Tuesday. The changes will go into effect January 1st. Reporting in the studio, Erin Stuber, KTC TV3.
And you can go to KTC.com, find out about all 9 amendments on the ballot this Tuesday. And all eyes are on the District 3 race here in Acadiana. The 2 Republican contenders, Congressman Charles Bustani and Congressman Jeff Landry, have been battling from the beginning. In recent weeks, the race has become increasingly heated as both incumbents vie for their now combined districts. And with just a few days left, both Landry and Bustani are hitting the campaign trail in Acadiana in hopes of swaying last-minute voters. Both camps are planning a get-out-to-vote operation for the next few days. The teams say they are making phone calls, walking neighborhoods, and putting out campaign signs on the home stretch. The only Democrat in the 3rd congressional race, Ron Richard, protested his exclusion from last Wednesday's debate on KPEL Radio. Richard told the radio station he should not have been left out of the debate on Halloween involving Landry and Bustani. Richard was supposed to appear on KPEL's morning show tomorrow for an interview. However, as of tonight, KPEL says they have not received any confirmation from Richard.
Here's Natalie's 24-hour forecast.
Well, finishing out the weekend on a pretty quiet note, but not quite in the clear as far as rain chances. Now, we started off the day, at least through midday, with some showers and thunderstorms. Those have started to wane out, so we'll look for patchy fog tonight. Now, if we look at our satellite and radar picture, not seeing much showing up there now, but we will expect that fog moving in. And then another short wave moving in from the northern plains that will move southward, and that will increase rain chances over the next 24 hours. So planning the day ahead and kicking off the work week here, I say carry that umbrella and raincoat. It looks like we will have the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout, I would say, at least the evening hours tomorrow. Now, early morning commutes, really the only caution that we're going to need to take at least a little bit of extra time in the morning, maybe getting out with that patchy fog. But otherwise, 57 for an overnight low, 77 for a high. That full detailed forecast and what you can expect coming up for the work week a little bit later in the show.
Thanks, Natalie. More than 24 Louisiana state troopers are on their way to New Jersey, ready to help after Superstorm Sandy. 25 troopers from all over Louisiana left in a convoy from Monroe early this morning. They will assist law enforcement in New Jersey with recovery efforts. And being from Louisiana, many of these troopers have personal experience in working storm recovery and are ready to provide emergency support during a time of crisis. The New York City Marathon scheduled for today was officially canceled due to Sandy, but that's not stopping thousands of runners who had hoped to participate. They've been pouring into Central Park today with plans to run the 26.2 miles. A little more than 4 laps around the park will do it. It's a throwback to the very beginning of New York's marathon, which was run inside the park. And the king of beers is doing its part to help with Sandy relief efforts. Budweiser is sending 44,000 cases of water to the New York, New Jersey area free of charge. Anheuser-Busch has been converting their beer lines to water for disaster relief dating all the way back to the San Francisco earthquake of 1906. Coming up, less than 48 hours until we find out the winner of the presidential election. We check in with the candidates at 10:17. And later, 5,000 eggs, 50 pounds of butter, and 1 giant omelet. We'll take you to the event at 10:22, but first, how's the start to the work week looking? Natalie has the answer next.